Alright, now it says I'm live. That looks good. Let's just double check here that I am live. I'd like to double check that. Just refresh my page here. Yeah. That looks good. Alright. So welcome to my first game dev stream. Today I'm going to try out some game dev for the first time live. I might do some mistakes. I think that will happen. But you know what they say, let's just embrace our mistakes or something. So let's just try our best, I guess. So I have some plans for this stream. So switch to this. Let's see here. Yeah, plans for what type of game I want to make. On this streams, I think I want to make a type of survival game. I want the style to be low poly, and things I want to try and do within this stream is to set up some scenes, like scene setup. I wrote the scene setup here, but I mean like how the scenes are set up at runtime in the games, so it loads correctly and stuff like that. And I'm going to try and make the FPS controller, and I want to really try and make 3 different tree models this in this stream. So let's hope we reach that goal. I'm gonna frequently go in here and check the chat. I'm not gonna check it all the time, so be aware. So let's start up the Godot engine. Hold on, I'm just gonna double check I don't have anything here. Hold on, guys. New project. Okay, there we are. New project. Let's browse here. It's gonna be on my F drive. And I have this game dev folder somewhere. Godot projects. Let's call this survival game 1. Let's create this. So this is gonna be our big project going on. So like what I've learned so far in Godot, I'm not that experienced because I haven't worked with Godot that much. I've been using the Unity engine before, so just check, yeah. So the first thing I'm going to do is add a new node, because like everything in Godot is built up of nodes. So I'm gonna just make a new node and call this main. This is gonna be our main scene. Let's call this scenes. Let's call this main. The main scene. Let's set it as the main scene. I have some code I've written beforehand for managing the scenes and stuff like that. So I'm going to use that code today. I'm not gonna write it all over again because I wrote it in another project I have. So let's make another scene first. No, actually, we're gonna add a child node 3D. This is going to be our level holder. It's gonna hold all the levels. And for main here, I'm going to add a new script, and let's add it in a scripts folder. Let's call it main. Right, and now here is the code I wrote earlier. I'm just gonna copy this code. I'm gonna get some errors at first. That's because I don't have any variables declared. So I'm gonna add some variables here. Let's see here. Level folder at first, and that's gonna be a node 3D. Let's add a export variable UI holder. We're going to make that one as well, and that's gonna be a UI. I'm just gonna make that real quick. Oops. Let's make a UI, no, control. Let's call this the UI holder. And what I'm going to do now is let's check your current UI scene. We need one of those. And that's going to be a packed scene. And current 3D scene, we need one of those as well. Let's see here. UI holder, yeah. I thought I had a UI holder here. Node. Let's just check this output here. Invalid argument. Oh yeah, maybe this shouldn't be packed scenes anyways. Yeah. That looks better. Alright. So what I'm going to do now is assign these variables, the level holder and the UI holder. And we're going to go to 3D view here. No, script. Let's check the chat real quick. No, not that much. We need, also I forgot to say we should have a map as well. I don't think we'll be able to have the map done at this stream. That's gonna take some time, but let's add a new scene, and this is gonna be the map scene. So let's call it map main or something, and we'll save it as that. And let's go back to the main script here. Export group scenes. Map main. That's gonna be a packed scene. And now if I go here, I can assign this map here. So we should spawn in this at the start for now. So ready function goes at the start of the game. So I'm gonna use this code that I wrote earlier, and switch the scene to the map main. And just for testing, I'm going to go into map main. I'm going to add a CSG box. That's right. This is just going to be some testing for now. Now let's go into transform and yeah, let's just scale this plane a bit up here and reset the position. We're just gonna add a camera so we can see stuff, and let's just rotate it down there. Again, this is just for testing. The reason I'm checking chat like back and forth here is because I only have one monitor right now. I'm going to set up another one here so I can see the chat there, but for now this just has to work. So yeah. So if I don't see messages from you guys, it's not that I'm trying to ignore you or something. I'm going to check the chat frequently. So yeah. Let's go to the map here. We need to add some lights and environment here. I'm just gonna change how the sky looks. Let's make the void completely black. That looks good. Let's add that environment to the scene and just add the sun as well. So if I just play this current scene, yeah, we get this. That looks good. So now if we go into main, yeah, if I press play here, it's going to play the main scene, so I think we'll see the same result. And we do. That's great. I'm just gonna make it so I don't have to press the X key all the time to close the game. I'm going to add in the process function, I'm going to say if input dot is key pressed, escape. So if we press the escape key, we're going to quit the game. So just for, I'm going to remove this later, so I'll add a comment here. So if I press escape now, yeah, it closes. That's great. So now we can delete this camera, we don't need that anymore. And let's spawn in the player, but we need to make the player first. So new scene, we're gonna make this a character body 3D. Let's add a collision shape. We need this to be a capsule. This is gonna be the shape of our player. And I don't think we need anything more than that. Let's just save it as player. So let's add in a script to this. I'm going to use the basic movement template, so I don't have to write all the code from scratch. And I'm going to add it into the scripts folder, player, that's fine. Yeah, now we have some basic code in here. I'm going to have to replace these keys here, so I'm going to do that now. Input map, let's add new action, call it forward, back, right, and left. Let's make this W, and the right is D and left is A. You can also just add a jump key here as well, and run. jump is going to be space, and the run is gonna be shift. Now we have these actions ready. Let's switch these to left, right, forward, and back. So we're going to, yeah, let's just test this real first. Oh, we don't have a camera. That's what I forgot earlier. We should add a node 3D first, and we'll call this one head. This is gonna be the head of the player. Let's place it up here, and let's add a camera. There we go. Now we can test it out. That's weird. Don't see anything. I think it's because, yeah, we haven't added the player in here. And hold on, just deleted it. I have to rename this to player. I think that's better. Now let's add a player. Let's check. Okay. So let's move the player up a bit. Let's make this plane a little bigger, I think. Just like that, and reset the position. Now we should see something, and he falls through the ground. That's weird. Oh yeah, it's because I have to use the collision on this plane. Let's just check that the player is above. I think it should be above now. Let's see. There we go, now we can move around a bit. Nice. Now we can move the player around a bit, and we can jump as well. That's good. So, what I found out earlier when I first started in Godot is that this move and slide function, that when that gets called, we move and slide. So yeah, it's pretty straightforward, but it happens in the physics process by default. I found out that that gets some buggy results, so I'm going to add it into the process function instead. Move and slide. Then it will just move smoother. So yeah. And I'm going to delete these ones actually, and I'm going to make some variables. No. We need walk speed. It's gonna be a float, and we need a run speed. It's gonna be a float as well. I need a var. That's gonna be the current move speed. That's gonna be a float as well. And here it complains because we deleted the variables, but we're going to add those back later. Let's call this group movement, and let's make a jump force variable, make that a float. Just gonna switch these up with the variables we made. Move speed. There we go. Now we don't have any complaints. I can delete these. Let's just check the chat real quick. Oh. And in the ready function, we should assign the move speed to be the walk speed. So the move speed is not like 0 at start. And let's just check if this works. I'm going to have to assign some speed here, so let's make this 4 and let's make the run speed 8, I guess. Jump force can be 4 or something. Let's try it out. Yeah, now we can move. And we can jump. Beautiful. And we need some camera variables. I'm just gonna call it cam. Okay. So what should we do next? We should calculate the moves, no, the input from the mouse, so we can look around. Let's do that here, I guess. Input. I don't remember how I was supposed to write this. Event equals mouse. No. Hold on, I gotta have to check this out real quick. Let's go and check. I have a YouTube video I've been watching on how to make an FPS controller. I'm just gonna check this real quick. Let's see what he wrote here. Okay. Let's see. If event is input event mouse. I think that was how we did it. Mouse motion. Okay. I'm going to make a sensitivity variable. So let's make that here. Now I have sensitivity, and let's rotate the camera. Rotate it on the x-axis. Event relative. No. Yes. Alright, there we go. I'm just gonna check this real quick that it works. Let's just assign these variables here. Let's make the sensitivity 1 to begin with. And it works, but it's very sensitive. So yeah, that's too much. I'm going to have to lower this number. Check now. That looks a bit smoother, yeah? Or like not that much sensitive. I think I have to make it even lower actually. Let's check now. That looks better. We have to make sure the mouse gets locked to the screen as well. Mouse, no, input. Input dot mouse mode is captured. So if I start now, the mouse should be locked to the screen, and it is. I wrote this code like a few times before, so I kind of know what to write, but at some stages I don't really remember what to write, so you'll have to excuse me for that. So the direction which the player should move in, it should be the head dot basis, I believe. So it moves when I press W now, yeah, so it moves in the direction we're facing. Now we have a basic FPS movement, I believe. Yeah, but the thing is, the camera can like clip through, we can go under, so we have to fix that. So let's go cam.rotation.x equals to clamp. Cam rotation x, and I think we need to convert it into from degrees to radians. Let's make it -90, and let's copy this. Let's make that 90. Now it should not go past. No, it doesn't. That's really good. Now we have clamped the direction the camera can go there. That looks really good. Let's add some sprinting though, or like running, because we need that. So for now, I think we can just in process say if input is action pressed, that's going to be run. Oops. Run. And say move speed equals to run speed. And if we're not holding that key, we should just have the regular walk speed. So let's check if this works. Now we walk normally. If I press shift, yeah, we start to run. That's good. Now we have running. So yeah. Alright, so I mean, there we have it. We have now a simple FPS controller. So what we're supposed to do next, we're supposed to so we've done the scene setup and we've done the FPS controller. Like, it's not done yet, but we're not supposed to be done with it this stream. I'm gonna do that later. I'm going to improve on the FPS controller a bit. So what we need to do now is to make 3 different tree models. That's like the plan. So we're not gonna do that in Godot because, I mean, Godot is not a modeling software, so we gotta open up Blender and we're gonna make some tree assets. First thing I'm going to do before we do that is to go into the local files here, and we're going to make a new folder, call it assets, and we're gonna make another folder, call it models. And what I've done is in my editor settings, if I search up Blender here, I go to file system import, I have my path for Blender here. So that makes it so if I save the blend file in this folder here, models, it will automatically import. So that's really good. So that's what I'm gonna do. So let's make it in general here, and let's just save it in, well, I'm gonna open in file manager. I'm gonna copy this path and we're gonna save it here as trees. Okay, so let's make some trees. And since it's gonna be low poly, it's not gonna be that much high detail. So we're gonna make it a little lower detail, like what I did earlier on the channel. I made the low poly forest earlier, so something like that. Let's just rotate. Let's make it a bit randomized. Just gonna make the big log here. So up. There we have the base part of the tree. Let's add in a cone. And it shouldn't have that many vertices either. It should have like 10 maybe. Let's move it up, scale it down. I've done this so many times, so it's like I'm very used to this stuff. Now we basically have a simple tree. That was good. And let's call this tree 01. And no, we're not gonna do anything there yet. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna make collision for this tree. So I'm gonna go into edit mode and because I don't want the player to collide with like these parts here of the tree, because that's basically just leaves. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into edit mode, take this part here of the tree, which I want the player to collide with. I'm going to duplicate that and separate it into a new object. So now we have another one object, and we're going to call this coal only. That's like a keyword that Godot recognizes, so it knows it's only for collision. And let's add some materials to this now. I'm gonna hide this collision only object. Let's see. Gotta make the tree a bit brown. And for these parts, we're gonna add some nice looking green. I'm not gonna make it like a green screen green color, because I feel like that's, I mean, it looks good, but it looks a bit fake, so I'm going to make it between green and yellow. That's gonna look a bit better. It looks good. So now let's go into Godot and see the tree in the engine. Just gonna check the chat real quick. Oh, nothing new. I see there's 2 viewers now. If you write something in chat, I'm not gonna like see it all the time because I only have one monitor. So I'm going to frequently go in and check the chat. So if I don't see your message, then don't worry, I'll see it eventually. So let's go to models here, and here are the trees file that we saved. I'm gonna actually go into the main scene here, and I'm going to add that one. Now we have the tree in the engine. So let's just move it here, I guess. Let's play and see how it looks. So now I shouldn't collide with the green parts here. I should only interact with the tree. And I do, that's good. I need to fix this though, because now I'm in the tree. Maybe I should make the tree a bit bigger so I don't collide with it like that. Yeah, let's do that. You know what, then we don't need this collision object really. We can just make this collision. And let's, from the 3D cursor, let's scale it up on the x-axis a bit. And these ones, scale it a bit down and move it up a bit. I mean, that still looks good, I believe, so but let's make this a bit tinier, because My plan was that we're gonna chop the trees down later when we actually play the game. So I don't want this part of like the log to be too thick. I want it to be kind of like a little bit thinner. But I believe that still looks good in my opinion. Save that and go back. As you can see, it's very convenient, it just updates the model, so that's good. Let's play now and see. Yeah. That's good, so now we can, when we have an axe later or something, we can start chopping down a tree and make some programs and mechanics for that. So yeah, so the plan was to make 3 different tree models, so we're going to make 2 more. So let's go. I call this file for trees, but I think we should only have 1 tree in each file. So how am I gonna do this? Okay. I'm going to make each tree an individual file, so they won't share the same file, because I think that might be a trouble later down the line. So actually let's just close Blender and we will, maybe I can rename it from here. Just have to wait for the re-import process. Rename it for 301. Yeah, there we go. Now let's open up Blender again. Okay, new general, let's make another tree. What I can do is I can import the other tree. Hold on, game assets. No, it's in the Godot project. Survival game assets. Let's just import the tree again, so we have like scaled reference. I'm gonna delete it later, but yeah. Let's save this as 302. I want to make like, you know, in Minecraft, you know, this is like the, if this was Minecraft, this would be like the oak tree. So I'm going to make the, I don't remember what it's called, but the tree that is that has the white log and like pieces of black on it. I think it's called birch or something. So let's make that one. Let's go 8 vertices, scale it down. Move it up a bit. There we go. That's the log part. I'm gonna make some loop cuts here, and I'm going to extrude out some branches, because we need those. No, not that far down. Let's make one here. There we go. I'll just add another one here maybe. Oops. Okay. That's too much detail. Let's crank this down. Scale it up a bit like this maybe. I mean, that looks good. Let's add some more detail down here though. There we go. And now let's make a material for this one. It's gonna be a white part here. And it's gonna be green but a little bit darker. Should be. There we go. I mean, this tree doesn't look that good really, but we're gonna improve it later. Oops. I wonder what the last tree should look like though. But yeah, let's just call this tree 2 collision. Save this. We can just save this as tree 3. Let's move this out of the way. Let's make a new cylinder. I'm actually, I'm gonna go into Pinterest and I'm gonna search up trees just to check trees. If they have any cool looking trees here. This looks like a good tree. But that it's kind of complicated though. I want like simple trees. Because this is like the tree I made now. Maybe we have like a beach in the game or something and we have like palm trees. Let's make a palm tree. I'm just gonna check how palm tree looks like. Just to remember a bit better. Okay. Let's go to Blender again. So it's gonna go like curved a bit. So I'm gonna rotate this and put it down here, and we're going to bevel it out. Yeah, that looks good. I just gotta check the reference images a bit. Maybe we should have like some coconuts or something up here. Yeah. Let's take this, extrude it, and scale it down a bit. Okay. Let's actually add a plane, and we're gonna scale it down here a bit. Actually, I know this looks kind of stupid, but I have a plan, guys, trust me. Separate this and let's add a mirror so I don't have to do it on both sides. Okay, let's add a clipping so it will be symmetrical so I don't have to do it on both sides. I'm going to make like the palm leaves. So down here, this is like going to be the stem, I think. So let's add a plane and let's make it like kind of a palm leaf. Like even though I think I have a plan, I'm not sure if this is gonna look good, but I'm just gonna try. That looks kind of like a palm thingy. Let's just rotate this so it looks a bit more natural. Okay, and now we're going to add an array so we don't have to make each one. Let's move it on the y-axis. Yeah, I mean that looks good. Let's make it go like here. Just check the palm trees again. Yeah, okay. Can I have like a rotation offset? No, I'm gonna do that manually. Anyway, let's just Control J so we have it on the other side. And let's take this and move it like up here a bit. I'm gonna do this one first. Goes like that, and this one, and this one. I mean, that looks a bit like a palm leaf, don't you think, guys? I hope so. Let's add a like a brown, or like a very light tree material. I think that looks good. And for the stem here, I'm going to add this one, and for the green, I'll just check this one. I mean, that looks good, at least in my opinion. So let's move it like up here. Let's just check. I still have the mirror modifier. Actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep one aside here, just so if I screw something up I can just go back to this one. So apply this mirror, and for every, yeah, I need some loop cuts here, I see. Okay, and we need more of these, so oops. Let's just look at the reference again. Okay. So it goes like this a bit, I see. Let's check the palm trees again. I think we just need to have some of these leaves like all over the place. Let's just check how that's gonna look like. I mean, if this doesn't look like a palm tree, it still is the best palm tree I've ever made, I believe, so let's just hope this is good enough. I'm gonna delete this one because we don't need that one. And I don't think we need to collide with the leaves here, so I'm just gonna make this tree 3 collision. And this is just gonna be the palm leaves. Let's see. This is great. Keep it up. Thank you, Mark. Thank you very much. Enjoy it. I mean, I appreciate it. So, yeah, I'll keep on going. Don't you worry. There we go. Now we have some nice palm tree. So let's just move this up a little bit so it hides the top of the log here a bit more. But that looks good in my opinion. So palm leaf or something. I don't want this to be imported, but it's gonna be imported for now. So, but let's just add all the trees and see how it looks. So let's add tree number 2. Oops. Like I have different camera controls for in Blender and in Godot, so it gets confusing sometimes. But whatever. Let's import tree number 3 as well, the palm one. I mean, that looks good. And this leaf here, it's gonna be removed later, so just pretend that's not there right now. Let's play and see how it looks. Yeah, that looks good. With sun and everything, yeah, that looks pretty good. And yeah. Alright, so I think that was everything for this stream. So I might work with this a bit off stream, just so you don't have to go through the most boring parts of this. So, but yeah, that's gonna be it for this stream. I'm just gonna double check that I didn't miss anything. Scene setup, FPS controller, and 3 different 3 models. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this stream. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you guys on my next stream.